hot take. I believe that most musicians are inspired by accident. Here's an example of being inspired not on accident. You're at a concert and you see your favorite guitar player on stage ripping an amazing, emotionally gripping, beautiful guitar solo. Start to have the hairs on your arms stand up. Wow, just thinking about it makes me feel goosebumps. That is normal, traditional inspiration, which we do experience, but I do not think we come into that type of inspiration very often. I believe a majority of our creativity is spawned by a subliminal force. And that force is built into the music we hear, but it's not necessarily what is on the surface of that music. It's the innate aspects that resonate with us that we don't realize is happening. Thus, an accidental inspiration. Have I confused you yet with my jargon? Let me put it into simpler terms. I learned the song Echo by Incubus. Sounds something like this. So pretty sweet, right? Has this cool little sitar thing happening. So learning something like that is cool to do, but that sitar-y thing is always, for me, going to be associated with that song. So if I wrote my own piece of music and I'm just like, then I'm gonna be like, well, I'm just a lesser version of Mike Einziger. So I don't necessarily subscribe to copy and pasting techniques unless it's something overarching like alternate picking or legato or things like that, where you can be a lot more creative with it. This is a very specific technique, but after a little self-examination, I wondered about why was I compelled to learn this riff? What is it? Is it the sitar part of that I'm really attracted to? And I came to the conclusion that no, it wasn't necessarily that flashy looking technique. It was the underlying melody with that droning drop D happening that really compelled me to learn the music. It just spoke to me, and that was an example of being accidentally inspired, because on the surface, when you hear this riff, you are kind of attracted to that initial little move right there, and that's what makes it the signature sound of Mike Einziger's guitar playing. But to me, how can I glean something and use it for my own music? I realized what was really resonating with me was this D. And this melody could be whatever I want it to be when I create my own music, but that D happening with the melody underneath, I came to the conclusion was really what I liked about the licks. So then I started messing around with this, and I'm like, I like this kind of bar shape, but I'm not gonna do the necessarily. That's too Incubus, that's too Mike Einziger. Not that that's a bad thing, but that's not my own sound. So I stuck with this D, and I kind of started to figure out, okay, I got the D, how can I find my own melody to happen underneath? And I came up with something like that. And then it just kind of kept evolving. So there's a little hint. And it just started to fall together very naturally. And I was accidentally inspired by what I originally had learned, thinking that, okay, that's cool, now I have that lick in my arsenal. But really what ended up coming out of it was, I love this. And I love the idea of composing a melody with this kind of intricate rhythm happening. It's not necessarily a normal. That's not a straight ahead groove, you know? That's not something I would normally write. But now that I have that mindset, I'm like, okay. Whoa, what just happened there? That just came out, man. Just came out. And I had no way to reach that piece of music without first finding my home base with the Mike Einzinger Incubus riff that brought me and projected me to this place, which now is something like this. So accidental inspiration can happen, and does happen, more frequently than we think. And it's just a matter of kind of exploring all the elements that you love about your favorite musician's music. Or maybe it's exploring your own music that you write and understanding why you like whatever chord progression, and then maybe it's you understand, oh, I really like this interval against this one, and then that spawns an entire new creative idea. It's just a labyrinth of very fun twists and turns that you can go down if you want to. It's just a cool way to break out of writer's block if you're a songwriter, or if you're just tired of the same old stuff that you're normally playing. It's a fun way to make music, and it's a great thing, I think, to be creative as a guitar player. I know some people like to just learn covers and stuff. There's nothing wrong with that. I gotta say, there's nothing better than creating your own piece of music that nobody's ever done before. That's just my opinion. Definitely not knocking anybody who's not into songwriting, but I think it's fun to wear your influences on your sleeve, so to speak, and also have a voice of your own. My course, Guitar Super System, which is linked in the description, is kind of a way to facilitate the knowledge of the fretboard into a creative zone, so to speak, for yourself. So check that out if you're interested, but really just learn songs and then figure out, dissect what it is about them that you like, and you may surprise yourself with something that comes out.